Hello and welcome back to PIHOA Network. Today, we delve into the fascinating story of Namibia, known as the land of the brave. Why this nickname? Namibia is a country located on the southwestern coast of Africa. It is bordered by Angola to the north, Zambia to the northeast, Botswana to the east, South Africa to the southeast and south, and the Atlantic Ocean to the west. In 1884, Germany established German Southwest African colony over most of modern Namibia. During the First World War, South Africa invaded German Southwest Africa. Following German loss in the war, its colonies came under the League of Nations, and South Africa was granted mandate over Southwest Africa in 1920. Subsequently, they placed Walvis Bay under Southwest Africa in 1922. The League of Nations was dissolved after the Second World War after failing to promote global peace. It was replaced by the United Nations in 1945. South Africa was reluctant to transfer the territory over to the UN. Southwest Africa People's Organization, SWAPO, was formed in 1960 to lead a campaign against South African occupation. Among its leaders was Sam Nujoma. With international support, SWAPO launched an armed struggle from neighboring Zambia in 1966. In 1971, the UN declared South African occupation illegal. Angolan independence in 1975 allowed SWAPO to move bases into southern Angola. The Western Contact Group, formed in 1977, worked with frontline states, resulting in the 1978 adoption of UN Resolution 435 for Namibian independence. As diplomatic efforts continued, a civil war in Angola intensified. The Angolan government, supported by Cuban forces, fought against UNITA rebels, aided by South Africa. This Cold War proxy conflict was also known as Namibian Independence War. It escalated into the 1980s, especially when the United States regime linked Namibian independence to the withdrawal of Cuban troops from southern Angola. Following the indecisive War of Cuito-Cuanavale in 1988, negotiations were held in London by the Belgrades. Later, leaders of United States and Soviet Union met in Moscow. The New York Accord followed in December 1988, and South Africa agreed to hand over Namibia to the UN. Implementation of the UN's Resolution 435 formally started on 1 April 1989, resulting in Namibian independence on 21 March 1990, with Sam Nujoma as the first president. Prior to independence, SWAPO pursued a Marxist-Leninist ideology but moved to liberal socialism post-independence. An integrated national army was formed and relations improved with post-apartheid South Africa. Later, in 1994, Walvis Bay, which has been returned to South Africa in 1977, was transferred back to Namibia, and issues around their common border along Orange River amicably resolved. In the 1994 election, SWAPO surpassed a 2/3 majority required to effect constitutional changes. Although Nujoma was due to retire at the end of his second term, a constitutional change sponsored by SWAPO gave him a third term. In 1999, he entered a defense pact with Angola. This allowed Angolan troops to pursue rebels inside Namibian territory. The parliamentary opposition challenged this, as well as involvement in the Congolese Civil War. Meanwhile, major internal challenges included dismantling of racist structures, land redistribution, and tackling the AIDS pandemic. There was also the issue of Caprivi Liberation Army, operational since 1994, seeking cession but was crushed in 1999. Caprivi was also the scene of an international dispute between Namibia and Botswana. The International Court of Justice ruling made in 1999 favored Botswana. Nevertheless, Namibia was outperforming its African peers in development indicators. It was a practicing multi-party democracy and managed the economy quite well. The vibrant economy is buoyed by mining, tourism, and ranching sectors. Nujoma stepped down after completing his third term. Hifikepunye Pohamba, who succeeded him after the 2004 election, was re-elected in 2009. During his last term, Pohamba implemented controversial constitutional amendments. The next election was held in 2014, in which Prime Minister Hage Geingob was SWAPO's flag bearer. Geingob won the presidency and was sworn in on Namibia's 25th independence anniversary. Owing to a corruption scandal and an economic recession, SWAPO won the 2019 election, but with a significant drop in popularity. On 4th February 2024, Geingob died in office and was succeeded by Vice President Nangolo Mbumba. Elections are due at the end of the year. Namibia endured a protracted struggle towards freedom. Under colonial rule, it suffered apartheid-like conditions and independence achieved through extraordinary bravery and resilience. That is for today's episode on Namibia, the land of the brave. What struck you the most about its journey? Let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to PIHOA Network.